Jo Malone, English Pear, and Freesia. Ooh. Hi. Oh my gosh, I do! It's beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love roses. I love. Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and welcome to my Valentine's special. I know that Valentine's Day can be a little bit taboo. There's a lot of hate that goes around it. So many people don't like it. Let me tell you something that a lot of you probably won't believe. Valentine's Day doesn't have to be depressing. I'm single and I love Valentine's Day. I know it's a day about love and couples. I've always felt like Valentine's Day was special, even though I've actually never had a Valentine. I've always spent it at home or I've been with friends, but I've always loved it mainly because of my mom, to be honest. She's always made it special for me. Ever since I was little, she used to always put together like a little package for me with chocolate, a stuffed animal. Or maybe you've never had any Valentine's Day traditions, but that doesn't mean you can't start. You can do something for yourself. Stay home, eat some popcorn, order yourself a pizza. And if you're in a relationship, you're supposed to love them every other day of the year. But this is a day specifically revolving around love. So it just gives you an opportunity to spice it up a bit. Go out and do something fun. Go somewhere for date night that you wouldn't normally go. I mean, what's wrong with that? For Valentine's Day, if I were to ever go on a Valentine's Day date, I would want to go all out. I don't have many opportunities in life where I get to dress up and really be glam, so any chance I get, I'm gonna show up looking extra. And Valentine's Day would definitely be one of them. So if you want to know how to get this Valentine's Day subtle but glam makeup look, keep on watching. So I'm just gonna start off by clipping my hair back and getting it out of the way while I do my makeup. Now I'm just gonna quickly moisturize my face with the Ordinary Resveratrol. It basically just keeps impurities from getting underneath your makeup. Next, I'm taking my beauty blender and I'm using my foundation, which is from the Sephora brand. It's new, so it just needs some time. There we go. You can use a dry beauty blender, but I find that if you wet it, it really does help the foundation to go on a little bit better. And remember to just get a little bit of your neck because you don't want to have a dramatic stop under your chin. Alright guys, I think I put a sufficient amount of foundation on, so I'm going to move on to concealer and contour. Okay, so you're probably wondering how we got here. I used the NARS Soft Matte Concealer in the shade Dark Coffee. I love some coffee. And I used that for my contour. It's dark, but not too dark. And I used the Sephora Make No Mistake High Coverage Concealer in the shade Nutmeg. For the concealer, I just put a little bit under my eyes, a little bit right here, and then just a little bit right on my forehead. And I'm actually gonna put some right here too as well, because that's where I have a lot of dark spots and it will also help to kind of contour my cheekbones. I like to use the tip of the beauty blender to do my concealer because it could really fit into the corners, and then I'll use the base just to do everything else. My eyes aren't looking too concealed right now, so I'm going to put a little bit more concealer just right here and under my eyes. Stayed up binge watching a new show, so this is needed. When I'm doing my concealer, I actually like to use it to contour my nose a bit. I just bring it really close and I do everything except for the center. So normally when we contour our nose, we use like dark lines at the side. This is just kind of like a prelude to that. What a difference. I like to do highlighter before I put my powder on, just because I feel like I do the highlighter and then I put the powder and it kind of blends everything out a bit. So I use a highlighter by Hard Candy. It's like broken, you don't want to see this. And I just highlight it. It's a really good highlighter considering the price point was so low. So right now I'm like dousing my cheeks in highlight because it's Valentine's Day and we're extra. And I'm just gonna bring it all the way up above my eyebrow. So just in like that C motion. And I also like to do like the balls of my cheek, or what if they call it, the apple. Now I'm gonna take a really thin brush and I'm just gonna take a bit of the highlighter and go down the center of my nose. I don't really go above the T-zone when I highlight because I have a much bigger forehead. So the more you highlight your forehead, the bigger it's gonna look. So I kind of just stop right here. And then I'm just gonna do my chin, just a little bit there. And then right on my lip. If you're using a really gold pigmented highlight, I wouldn't recommend doing it here just because I find it looks very strange when your top lip is gold. So we like to just keep it very subtle. The powder that I use is Maybelline Fit Me in the shade Coconut. And I'm just going to start by doing my neck so that way I don't forget. And a good idea when you're going out is to just kind of lightly pat down your chest. Right now I'm wearing a light colored top, so I'm not gonna risk it. I'm just gonna be really heavy with the powder right underneath my chin because that will give the illusion of having a really strong jawline. So even if you do like a weird angle or something, your double chin will still look cute. See? Where we contoured, I'm just going to kind of try to keep it within the contoured area. A little bit under my eyes. And now I'm just brushing, kind of like look at the shape I'm doing. I'm doing right above my hairline. With face powder, just remember if you're gonna have your hair up or something, or your hairline's gonna be showing, just make sure that you kind of brush it back because you don't want people thinking that you spray painted your hair on, right? Do you? No. So I just skipped ahead a bit and I used my Morphe blush brush and my blush in the shade Bury Me Up by Essence. That is a tongue twister. And I just put it on the apples of my cheeks and on the contoured area. So I'm using the CoverGirl Clean Professional Loose Powder in the shade Translucent Medium or 115. I'm just taking a beauty blender and dipping it in, and we're going to set under our eyes. I really like to get my nose as well because I always get a lot of eyeshadow on it and then it's really hard to take off. Then we're just going to put it on our jawline, so just right here, underneath the contour and just above the jawline. And this is gonna help to create the contoured look. And if you don't like to bake, too bad, we're doing it. We are doing it. The next step before I do my eyeshadow is I'm going to do my eyebrows. I'm using an eyebrow pencil by e.l.f. Cosmetics in the shade Neutral Brown. And it has a little spoolie on the end, so I'm just going to use that to brush my eyebrows up. Oh, I squished it. On the opposite end, you just roll it up. So I'm just using this to first create the shape I'd like. once I've kind of created the shape in the front, that square look, then I'm just filling it in, not coloring it, just kind of drawing it, kind of like hairs. And of course I'm drawing upwards. And when you get toward the center, just be very light, so it has that like ombre kind of gradient. So it has that ombre gradient look. And it doesn't have to be perfect right now because we're going to be cleaning it up later. And I will show you how. And we're just going to repeat on the other side. Now I'm using an angled brush and I'm using a bit of concealer. And I'm just going to clean up under my eyebrows. So I just go around them very lightly. And it's best to use a sharp brush for this because it's really difficult otherwise if you're using a bigger brush. And I'm just outlining it. And if maybe the shape isn't perfect how you drew it in, you can use the concealer to kind of alter the shape a bit. Sometimes I wonder if thick eyebrows will ever come out of style. Like if thin eyebrows will ever be like the thing to have again. I'm sure it will eventually, but I wonder when. I'm done creating the shape and I'm just gonna take my beauty blender and carefully blend it out. I need opinions. Are my eyebrows twins? Are they twins? Are they sisters? Are they cousins? Do they match? I think they're okay, because you guys didn't say otherwise, but now we're going to take some powder just to blend out the concealer that's around them. Can't be walking around looking like a block. Don't do it. Don't do it. The last step to my eyebrow process is using Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Gel in the shade Dark Brown. And it's just gonna keep my eyebrows in place and also give them a little bit more of a darker, natural look. Kind of creates the illusion of hairs almost. It's great. Okay, it's turtle time. Just kidding, it's eyeshadow time. And if you don't know that turtle time reference, then I don't know, man. So in lieu of Valentine's Day, I will be using my only pink palette, which is the Morphe x Jeffree Star. But whenever I'm doing my eyeshadow, I like to start with a lighter color. So I'm gonna use a light brown mixed with Mr. Diva from Jeffree's palette. And I'm just gonna use that as my base. Obviously for me, this is light, but for others, this might be like a dark brown on your skin type. I was gonna say on your shade. For Valentine's Day, I wanna look really smoky. So I'm gonna attempt a smoky eye and hopefully it doesn't ruin my life. I'm gonna use a mix of Fast Lane and Hi Dude. And I think I'll go in with Los Angeles as well. And I'm just gonna do right above my crease line. And now I'm gonna take a blending brush and I'm gonna go into Los Angeles and really just blend that out. And blending takes time to make sure that it really is blended. Okay, so now we have this really bold, dark shadow look, and I want to do something a little bit light, and I'm gonna go in with Back, which is a light pink, and I'm just gonna put that right here in the center. And we're kind of creating a faux cut crease. And I'm using my JS10 crease brush for this, just really patting it in because I want the pigment to be very obvious. I know a lot of people don't like getting their hands messy when they do makeup, but I personally don't mind it because I'm gonna wash my hands and get ready and everything after anyways. But I do find that sometimes using your fingers can help to do some things. Do you ever just overdo something and then you ruin it? It's like the story of my life. Now we have our pink faux cut crease that I'm still patting in for some reason, and I'm just starting to ruin it. I'm gonna stop touching it now. Oh, but wait. I'm gonna take a bit of Millions, which is a gold pressed glitter, and I'm just gonna put a little bit right toward the front. I'm gonna repeat it on the other side. It's okay to take chances with eyeshadow. You don't need to be afraid. It's very rare that you do something that you can't fix afterwards. I'm using an angled shadow brush, and I'm just gonna take a little bit of Boss Angeles and just go over the center part, just right here, just to clean up the gold part. I'm gonna be using two different eyeliners. The first one I'm using is Kat Von D Tattoo Liner, and I'm just gonna be using this for the inner part of my eyes because I want that part to be very thin. And the next one I'm gonna be using is Super Last Eyeliner by Essence, and I'm using this for the end because I want it to be a bit thicker. I will not be doing a wing today just because I don't really feel like doing a wing. So the hardest part is over. I'm gonna be using Tom Ford Badass Mascara in the color Badass Black. So I don't need to overdo it too much because I am gonna be putting lashes on. Now I'm choosing between two different pairs of lashes. I don't know if I want to go with Rodeo, which is what I normally wear, or if I want to go with Sunset Boulevard. I think I'm going to switch it up and go with Sunset today. I like to start by kind of sticking it in the middle and then sticking down the end and then sticking in the corner. That's my method. If anyone knows an easier way to do it, please let me know. You know what? I'm really undecided with these lashes, so I'm gonna try one eye with Rodeo and see which I like better. Okay, I'm not too sure. Can you see this? This eyelash is like double the length of my eyelid. Is that a malfunction? Is that a mistake? Okay. I'm not dealing with that right now, so Sunset it is. Okay, second lash down. Now that they're both on, I actually do like them. They're not that thick, which for such a dramatic eyeshadow look, I do like a bit of a more dramatic lash with it, but it'll do. And for Valentine's Day date, you don't want to be like too over the top. Like I know we're being really over the top, but you don't want to be too extra, right? So with nothing short of a little bit of struggle, I've managed to get my lashes on. And the next step is I'm just going to take a bit more mascara just to blend them in with my real lashes. And I'm going to do a little bit of bottom mascara. I'm not doing anything too heavy. I just want to keep it very light. So I'm making them look like very individual. Very like baby doll look. So now we have very wispy bottom lashes, which I really like that look. So I'm gonna take my beauty blender, just quickly go over my forehead again, and now we're gonna dust off the translucent powder. So the powder that I use for my face, I'm actually going to take a bit of it on a blending brush, and I'm going to use this to contour my nose, just so that the contour isn't too heavy. Because I don't like that look of just very structured brown lines on your face. So this makes it a little bit more natural than using a contouring stick. Okay, I successfully look like I can't breathe. And now I'm going to just take my powder brush and go over my cheekbones one more time. And I'm just gonna do a little bit more highlighter and just going over. And I'm just gonna highlight the ends of my eyebrows, just right underneath, in between my brow and the shadow. Our final step is lips. I was originally planning to do a red lip, but now looking at my shadow, I think I'm gonna just do a neutral lip. The red wouldn't really go with this look, so I'm using a Morphe lip liner in the color Honeymoon. And I'm using a MAC matte lipstick in the shade Whirl, just on top. This adds a little bit of a pinky tone to it now. And to top it off, I'm gonna be using a Morphe gloss in the color Freebird. I used to be all about matte, now I'm starting to get back into gloss again. So the final step is just doing my hair, so I'm gonna run to go and do that right now, and I'll be right back. I just curled my hair using a curling wand, and I added a couple rhinestone clips just to add a little bit of extra glitz and glam to my look. And that's it. This is our final look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope that whatever you're doing for Valentine's Day, you enjoy it. And remember, Valentine's Day should not be about sadness no matter what your circumstances in life. Valentine's Day should be about chocolate and happiness. Those are the only two things, okay? Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye.